Uh, on a Sunday. Yeah, you know how we play. Urban Therapy with Sun Show. About to get it down, y'all. Everything is going to be all right because we make sure that we keep our insecurities tight. We don't have to hide, but we know how we feel inside. Nobody likes themselves 100%, but the pride makes you. Make sure it don't show. Are you really hiding it well, though? I don't know, but we here right now, man. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. And today, with Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we are talking about when your insecurities don't show. When your insecurities don't show. Listen, everybody has insecurities. Nobody is 100% confident in their abilities and their looks and the way they feel. A lot of us wish that we could be a little bit more improved in one area or another. A lot of us wish that we could be better at something than something else than we are. And a lot of us have insecurities that show. You know, it's almost like some of our insecurities are like a one big billboard, a neon sign everywhere we go. And some of us do pretty well at it and keep it hidden and don't really harp on it. And some of us seem to be totally confident, but if you recognize the size, then you know you meant. Yeah. Some of us put forth more effort and energy into making sure that certain things don't show than others do. So we're going to talk about that today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, man. I'm so glad to be here. I'm glad I made it through this year, and I hope to make it through the next. It won't come at your neck, but make sure that we show our respect to each and every places and persons that come through. Yeah. Ooh. All right. So what's going on? Cal Chamberlain, all up in the house. Me friend, me favorita, Care Bear. Thanks for coming on through here. Yeah, when your insecurities don't show. That's what we're talking about today, y'all. When your insecurities don't show. Yeah, we're gonna pick this thing apart a little bit. We gonna put nobody on blast though. We're gonna put nobody on blast. When your insecurities are not noticeable. Like I would have never thought that such and such didn't feel this, that, and the third, but yeah, let's get into it. Glad to be here, y'all. It's a beautiful day today. It's a little bit chilly, Y'all know, don't be mad. I heard some people getting mad at the groundhog. Some people was mad at the groundhog. They say the groundhog needs to be checked. He lying. Said it was going to be an early spring. He said the same thing that he says every year. It's either going to be an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. He says it on February 2nd. He says it on February 2nd. So it's 6 more weeks of winter from February 2nd anyway. He was trying to be slick. But it's all good, man. You know, it's a little chilly today. But after the first of spring, it always gives old man winter a little bit more time to get some things together. He can't just, get swept under the rug and get pushed out of the process like he don't matter. But it's still going to be okay. The sun is shining. It was raining here yesterday, but the sun is shining today. It looks like a beautiful day. So it's a good day to get the car washed, take a little drive, cruise around a little bit. But today we're talking about when your insecurities are not noticeable. When your insecurities are not noticeable. For a lot of people, they're going to read that title and think to themselves, how can an insecurity not be noticeable? Well, there are some physical insecurities and there's some emotional, spiritual insecurities. Like, I don't believe that any one person is 100% totally confident about the way that they look, the way that they feel, the things that they think. I mean, even if you think that you're the most handsome or prettiest thing that ever walked this earth, more than likely, you're just saying that to the outside public. And even if you honestly believe that, let's say you are so full of conceit, because honestly, a lot of times insecurities are mistaken for being conceited. Like you hear somebody acting like they're so stuck on themselves or They just think that they so fine, they look so good, they so great. Well, when inside they're really just playing a mind game. They're trying to get you to validate how great they are, how good they look. So they put it out there, and a lot of times you'll follow suit, like, yeah, you are pretty good, or you'll lend some type of validation their way, even if you deny it, like, oh, you ain't that great. Yeah, but you gotta admit I'm great, right? Yeah, you all right. You know, sometimes people need that. A lot of times people need that. It's not that bad. It can be pretty innocent until it gets ugly, until it gets to the point where you are insulting other people, trying to make other people look bad, putting down other people, alienating other people. But a lot of times people think that someone is conceited when on the inside they really don't like themselves at all. So even if you are of the belief that you are the most handsome or most beautiful thing that ever walked the earth, you may not think that you're the smartest person who ever walked the earth. So that may be your insecurity, and that may only come out in certain situations. Like people who argue with people all the time, trying to be right all the time. A lot of times they're insecure about what they really know. So they might try to get the things that they know out there really quick to try to set the stage, set the tone. For example, I don't know if you've ever known somebody who couldn't read. I don't know if you've ever known anyone who was illiterate, like absolutely, actually could not read. But if you've ever met anybody that couldn't read, you're looking at one big giant ball of insecurity. So one thing that a person who can't read will do to cover up that insecurity is that they will focus on their physical gifts. They will focus on what they do well. And it could be a variety of things. It could be sports. It could be work. It could be brute strength. It could be a whole lot of things that they're going to try to divert your attention away from reading, because, you know, reading is something that we all have to do on a daily basis. So when you think about how handicapped somebody is when they can't read, you know, it might really wake you up to how somebody could hide something that is really bringing them down. So if you've ever known anybody who can't read, you know that they will do everything to try to keep your mind off of the fact that they couldn't read. Because there's so many things that you can't do with a person if you can't read. Like, look at that sign up there. And they like, I see the sign. It's green. You mean that green sign? Yeah, no, but look what it says. They can't do that. They can't do that. So, you know, that's why so many people who, you know, couldn't read in their younger years have gone back to try to fix that. Because there is no such thing as a confident person who cannot read. And you thinking like, you know, in this day and age, who can't read at least a little bit? Well, you'd be surprised. If a learning disability has never been properly diagnosed and handled, shoot, it could be that they needed glasses. You know what I mean? People have just needed glasses or needed their hearing checked, and nobody knew that that's what was going on with them. So they're flunking and being behind in class for years because nobody knew the problem. Let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday afternoon from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is a Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should also. And we are talking about when your insecurity isn't noticeable. When is your insecurity not noticeable? When can you hide your insecurity? Insecurity is just when you don't like something about yourself. It's when you're uncomfortable with something going on with you. You're insecure. When you're secure, you've made peace with something. You're comfortable with something. You're good with something. When you're insecure, it's like, I don't know about this, man. I don't know. Y'all can call into the show. If y'all choose to call into the show, you can have your voice heard. You can't appear on camera because I don't have a camera. I don't have the capability to do that other than YouTube, because they do have a way for you to do a side-by-side with somebody, but you have to do that in the beginning of the show. But you can call into the show. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get you a shine, baby. Get you a shine, baby. 319-527-6199. That's the number you call. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak. And then I will call you out by the last 4 digits of your telephone number, and you can rock on and do the damn thing. All right. So let me see what y'all talking about today. Nathan Rogers, thanks for coming through. And Stacy White, thanks for coming through too. Absolutely. All right. Nathan Rogers says people need sweat tents or something, but not for too long of time. Okay. He says he has to go to work. Well, thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. Gabriel says, ooh, nice. Can you have a guest without using an external app? Yeah, but I would have to know who you were. Like, if we were going to do a side-by-side on YouTube, we would have to set it up ahead of time. And there's a tab on there that says go live with a guest. You can't do it in show like you can on Facebook or Instagram. You have to have it set up. Okay, so yeah, when your insecurity isn't noticeable, I mean, there are some people who you may never know were insecure, didn't really like themselves or whatever. If you don't go home with them, when you don't know a person very well, all you have to go on is what they display when they are out in an area at a time when you can see them. So you observe them. I'm not saying that you get all in their business, but you have the full right, and I would encourage you to watch people who are around you. You just never know. I mean, just as a security measure, a way to make sure that you are never in danger. By the way, this baking soda and water. I know it doesn't taste good, but yes, it does what it's supposed to do. Yeah. Observing people is pretty much how we make friends with people. That's how we choose our friends. We see the things that they do. There may be a spiritual energy that's associated with that too. But for the most part, we watch what people do. We see how they are, and something about what they do, how they are, how they act attracts us to them. And that's how we start to think, like, I want to be friends with that person. That person wants to be friends with me. Things like that. You find common ground with each other. Okay. Okay. Stacey says, I know my insecurities, but I don't know if other people know my insecurities. When you start to know the signs of people being insecure, it makes a difference. Like, it could be something really innocent. How many of y'all know somebody, a friend of yours, maybe your man, maybe your brother, a father, uncle, whatever, that wears a baseball cap all the time? Every time you see them, they wear a hat. You hardly ever see their head uncovered. Well, some people don't really think about it. Maybe they're the type of person that switches up their hats all the time. The hats go with their outfit and all that kind of stuff. But when you really delve deeper inside of it, you notice like, so you never show your head. It's sort of like a woman always wearing a weave or a wig. Like, so we never get to see your natural hair? Like, nope. More than likely, there's something going on with that. I mean, plenty of people say things like, well, I just like to, rock different styles or, have different looks. And that may be true. But it may also be true that you don't think that you could achieve that with your own hair. And you never give a person a chance to see that. So insecurity has a way of putting itself out there in ways that if you don't really think about it and if you haven't been trained to recognize it, you won't know. So you might think to yourself like, yo, I never see Daryl without a hat. I see the cat I've seen him go to the barbershop. I didn't see him at the barbershop, but I know he got a fresh cut because when he came back, you can see the back of his head is lined up. And he threw a hat right on it. And I've been in the barbershop, back in the days when I had hair. I would see cats come in with their hat on, get a fresh cut, look good. Give them the barber gives them the mirror. They're like, yo, that's nice. Throw the hat right back on that thing. It is what it is. So, Look, Nathan Rogers is throwing shots. He said, sometimes. He said, wait a minute. Sometimes real jewelry ain't always real jewelry. I wouldn't know. I mean, I don't have any. I mean, you definitely wouldn't be the first person that came on here like, yo, those chains can't be real. Why? Because they long. Why? Because they got rocks in them. Why? I just want you to know. I'm 53 years old, and I'll be 54 this year. I don't have it in me to be out here faking the funk for nobody. I just don't. Like, you kind of have to take me or leave me at this point. Now, maybe when I was a teenager, possibly in my 20s, and maybe a very small beginning of my 30s, I gave a fuck. But in my opinion, I was better than other people. So I ain't have to impress you. You was already impressed. If you would have to impress me, like, show me what you got. But I wore jewelry all my life. Nobody wears fake jewelry who grew up in the 80s. Like, we don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't do that. We don't come from that era. I don't come from that era. So it's all good. But I will tell you this. If you wear fake diamonds, I actually would admire you. Because I'm like, that's a good idea. This shit is overpriced. It's ridiculous. But yeah. There are some people who would wear fake jewelry or fake, or, I remember when I was doing comedy, I remember there was this comedian. And, it's funny because he used to have a whole jewelry box full of fake jewelry. And it was all like extravagant looking rocks, you know what I'm saying? Not just diamonds. It had all the emeralds and all that kind of shit. And it looked pretty good. For slum gold and jewelry, it looked pretty good. But he even told us, like, ain't none of this shit real. He was like, people don't care if it's real. He said, we just go ahead and rock it. It's for the look. But he also, at that time, it was a time when all of those expensive jeans were coming out, like Red Monkey jeans. I don't know if y'all remember Red Monkey jeans, but those jeans used to cost like $1,000. $1,000 for a pair of jeans. And he had all of the fake ones. He said, don't nobody know, and don't nobody care. So he would go to Canal Street, get all that shit. He'd go right up in New York and get all that shit. Come back to Philly, rock that shit on stage. He was like, they don't know. They don't know. What's up, Magnolia? Thanks for coming back through. Appreciate it. Said that coat is really nice. This is just like a little jacket. And you know what? This is actually a Philadelphia 76ers. Where's the logo? It's here. Wait. It's around here. Where is it? I used to be able to feel it. Y'all see it? Yeah, so yeah. The Sixers, it's right here. I don't know if y'all can really see it though. Wait a minute, can I see it? I don't know. But this is actually a Sixers jersey. Sixers suck right now. Joel Embiid, they ain't playing. Anyway, when you do something well, it's the best way to be able to become secure with yourself and to hide other securities. When you're really good at something, you'll probably put that talent above all else. But if you're anything like me, you've probably known people who were really, really depressed, had really, really bad depressive episodes and really, really were down on themselves privately, but out in public, they were the best at the things that they did, or they really, really went out of their way to hone their skills in a certain area. So it can be impressive on one end. And like I said, if you don't recognize the components of an insecurity, you could think that it doesn't show. Like, such isn't insecure. They're very, very confident in themselves. And those same people that you may think are very confident in themselves may be the very same people who go home and cry all day and night when they get home. Who knows what it is that makes a person not really like themselves? Some people have acne. Have you ever known anybody with adult acne? It's one thing when you're a teenager, we expect you to have acne. All teenagers, well, I ain't gonna say all teenagers, because not all teenagers have acne, but most of them do. They go through the bumpy stage, the pimple stage. Some people carry it longer than others. It's just like a little phase or stage for others. But some people have acne all the way until adulthood, and that explains why some women wear a lot of makeup. They may wear a lot of foundation to cover up the acne, which actually makes the acne worse. So people who love makeup, or what do they say, or consider it to be artistry, they tell you all the time, like, oh no, they're not. They just like the way makeup makes them look. They're not insecure. You're thinking like, anyone who wears heavy makeup looks so much different when they don't wear any. And they know how they look without the makeup. I'm not trying to diss nobody. I'm not trying to come at anybody's neck, but these are just facts. These are just facts. So that insecurity may be noticeable to some and totally unnoticeable by others. And the others that it won't be noticeable with? The others who wear heavy makeup. Now, maybe there's a secret club where they're like, yeah, we already know what it is, but we gonna keep this little La Cosa Nostra thing. This is this thing of ours. This is our thing. We ain't telling on each other. Borshel, damn, I cannot pronounce this name. Hayes, Borshel Hayes. He says, you look healthy. Did you ever have any health-related issues except mental? Everybody has health-related issues, but I'm not sick, though. And no, I don't have any serious health issues, like I battle high blood pressure a little bit, but it was never like really high, like not stroke level. Watch out for these doctors that try to put you on them water pills or try to get you on the high blood pressure medication too fast. Beware of doctors who try to do that shit. Because unfortunately, some doctors out here will really, really prey on your insecurities because they know. You making appointments to go to see them all the time. They like, oh, okay, we got a pill for that. We got a script for that. We got a medication for that. Since you want to be coming in here, shelling out that copay all the time, we gonna keep the party going. So yeah, but it's funny. It's funny you says you look healthy. That's actually accurate. Someone can look exactly what you think they look like. They can look healthy. They can look happy. They can look content. They can look confident. But what matters more is on the inside. It's like an egg, but not a boiled egg. The shell is kind of rigid, but don't hit it too hard because you'll see that it's all mush inside. Unless there's a bird inside. All right. Oh, wow. Low key, it reminds me of, well, how did you that rapper who passed, rest in peace to him. What was it? Extentation. Yeah, I remember him. Tragic the way he went. Care Bear says, I used to be a tad bit insecure about my height and how it related to my feminine aura. I was 5'9" in the 8th grade. I ain't gonna front. A lot of tall women, especially if they're tall and big, like like big and tall. A lot of tall women have insecurities about their height because it separates them from most of the women that you see. Most women are associated with being shorty. That's why we call them short. Hey, yo, shorty, yeah, short. But some of those shorties ain't short. Some of them shorties are tall. And I ain't gonna lie, man. And I'm not getting personal when I say this. So Care Bear, please don't take this personally. But certain tall women that I've known over the years, talk about being soft on the inside. Even the ones that were hard as nails on the outside, like the ones that were violent, the ones that fought, the ones that was always regulating, but they were the most easily hurt feelings I ever saw. Big crybabies. Like, look at your giraffe, big bird itself, crying and beating and crying. Not all of them, but I would gamble on 95%. You know, men walking around like, yo, I wish I had her height. Shout out to all the women out there, the tall women, everybody above 5'9". You know what I mean? Like, yo, shout out to all y'all. Meanwhile, a lot of short women are very, very insecure about being short. With some of them, it shows. With a lot of them, it doesn't show. We so used to women being short that the ones who feel some kind of way about it, we don't notice. We talk about insecure when your insecurity isn't noticeable. You might be 4'11", 4'10", 4 foot nothing. You are 4 rulers off the ground. And people might be like, yo, she knows she the shit. Meanwhile, she like, this is a midget's world. This is a midget's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a tall girl. All right. All right. Care Bear also says, I have adult acne that I may have under control. Most people didn't know that I was insecure. That I was insecure. That I was insecure. My acne was my height. Okay. My acne was my height. Okay. Dimples D's. Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate you. Stacey White says, only family and close friends know. Wait a minute. Know what? Let me see if you wrote something up here. Okay, so I would never go on the internet with my hair messed up because I feel secure when my hair is together. Oh yeah, I wouldn't promote that. You know, like the way a lot of people are wearing their hair today, I'm like, yo. So you ain't gotta comb your hair these days? But you know, a lot of those cats smoke weed all the time. Yo, I'm not bullshitting. A lot of those cats who don't comb their hair, they smoke weed all the time. And when you blast it all day long, yeah, you don't give a shit about how you look. Doesn't mean that you're not insecure, but it may not be noticeable to people. Hold on, let's do this for a second. Hold on. Speaking of getting high all day, would y'all say that people who get high all day, I don't care whether it's weed, I don't care whether it's alcohol, I don't care whether it's heavier drugs, do y'all think that they are secure? Because one thing about people who are in their addiction, they don't admit to not wanting to be in their addiction. They say, ain't nothing wrong with doing this, or I can stop anytime I want. They give off an energy of being secure. Meanwhile, we like, you get up with a drink. You get up with a blunt. You smoke or drink all throughout the day, and then you go to bed with that. That doesn't look like security to me. It looks like you would be lost without it. But if you don't recognize that as being that way, then it goes unnoticed by some. All right. Let me see if I can get turning. Let me see if I can get current. Magnolia says, Care Bear, ain't nobody calling you shorty. You are Giannis. She played for the Bucks. Yeah, he's Giannis. 5'9", anything over 5'9", for actually anything over 5'8" is pretty tall for a girl. Nathan Rogers says, first rule is don't do your own supply, and that's the only rule I remember. Well, we got that from the movie Scarface back in the day. Magnolia said, "Oh, you acting up? Here, take some perks." Whoa! Don't take the perks. It says, grow God's plants, make your own connections. I say find a way to deal with your sobriety a little better. I don't trust nobody that gets high all day. Not at all. Not at all. But you can't tell weed smokers shit. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them that's the bad thing about them making weed legal. That's the only thing I have against them making weed legal. You can't tell weed smokers shit. You're like, yo, man, you smoke all day. That's where all your money go. And you act different. No, I don't make me no different. Weed don't make you no different. They'll tell you that shit. And I'm like, how would you know? You high all day. I ain't seen you without weed since you was 12. Well, just because you don't get high, that don't mean, just because you don't smoke, it don't mean that it's bad. You do other stuff. Like I saw you eat a candy bar the other day. Like I saw you eat a candy bar the other day too. It was an edible, ass. Weed smokers back in the day didn't used to argue. These weed smokers, I don't know what they putting in the weed these days. These cats is combative. Like, y'all ain't even happy no more. You know why they're not happy no more, though? I think they're not happy no more because they can't get high no more. When you get high all day, you don't get a blast. You don't get a lift. You got to let that shit air out your system so you get high. And I mean more than a few hours. Okay, let me see. Stacy says, bad skin. I cannot stand acne, but I don't do anything to make it worse. Well, that's good. The biggest enemy of acne is water. Drink a lot of water, and you will fix that acne. It will start to go away. I'm just telling you. Caper says, okay, wait. I'm 5'11" now, but being referred to as an Amazon by a grown man who hit on you when you were like 11 to 13 was awkward. Carol says, I'm going to need you to leave my sis alone, Omar. Ain't nobody talking about your sis. You always standing there with a knife behind a curtain, just ready to stab somebody. Well, you need to chill. Dimple says, I love being short, and I love to climb. Well, that's what's up. You climb? Like, climb what? You climb mountains? You climb trees? You know, you don't hear too many people talk about climbing shit. That's what we need to do. We need to have a climbing event. Yeah. You know, black people, they say black people can't swim. I can swim. I know plenty of black people who can swim, but it is too many of us who can't swim. But you know what? We don't talk about climbing. I mean, is it stereotypical? If we climb, are they going to start saying that we monkeys again? We're not monkeys. But being able to climb a tree can be a very, very good skill. You go out it's a good way to protect yourself against bears. You know, you can't outrun a bear, but you can climb up that tree. He has a problem with that. Them bear claws ain't good on bark. Plus, climbing is fun. I used to climb trees all the time when I was little. They always find me in a tree. I was like a bird. I was ready to put a nest up there. Forget a tree house. We got a straight nest. Minions and Oompa Loompas. My Russian peoples are in the house. Greetings from Russia. Greetings from Russia. Thanks for coming through, man. Care Bear says, sir, your glasses are needed. You reading comments in an alternative way. All right, well, look, I'm not going back. If I read it wrong, just know that I read from the heart. These eyes are my heart. I read from the heart. Charge it to my heart, not my... What is it? Wait, charge it... What did they say? Charge it to my head, not my heart? Okay, charge it to my head, not my heart. Charge it to my head, not my heart. I didn't mean to read your comment wrong, and if I read it wrong, I wouldn't do it all day long. I'm trying to keep the thing right and exact, and I can't see that shit sometimes. Y'all can't see what I can see. Y'all can't see what I can see. This shit's... How can I show y'all what I see? Let me try to show y'all what I can see. This board. I'm gonna take a picture of the chat so y'all can see what I can see. Okay. Get it focused. So as y'all can see, it's not that easy because I gotta read through the panel, and the closer I get, the worse it. Even if I put my glasses on, I'm not gonna be able to see as well. Maybe I should keep the glasses on. I don't know. It's not as easy. This shit is blurry. I don't be wanting to wear glasses. Wearing glasses sucks. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. Nathan says, actually, your long hair connects you like Samson. Maybe not physically, but different powers. Okay. The native man says they're secure in their addiction. Yep. That's what they are. Thanks for coming through, native man. And my Russian people says, you're talking so fast, I can't keep up with you. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. All right. Magnolia says the drugs give them confidence. Or so they think. But earlier in this, here we go with another scruffy comment. Chip Broadhead says, take a shave, scruffy old man. All right, I'll take that into consideration. Shave day is tomorrow. Look, so scruffy. So scruffy. I'm so scruffy. Ow, I hurt my hand. I'm so scruffy. I'd like to know what y'all really think scruffy is. Stacey said, liquid courage. Nathan eats edibles. They say them edibles have you hallucinating all that crazy shit. All right. Carol says, I don't stab people, sir. Okay, well, just keep that between you and I. The native man says, I'm 6'4", too high up to hear people crying about height at this point. I can dig that. I hear that. Oh man, y'all say some crazy shit. Water by itself didn't help my acne. I got it under control by growing my own food and minimizing how much meat and dry and fried foods I eat. Did I read that right? He read what he wants to read. I'm not. I'm telling you. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm reading too many comments anyway. Okay, Dimple says I'm 5'4" and my friend is 5'11". I'm not talking about climbing trees, but that would be fun. Funny man. All in. Oh. You said, okay. You wasn't talking about climbing trees. I think I know what you're talking about now. Okay. We got another Russian, Akona, possibly the Akona. The Thablo. Wow. He says, name a car for an edit. What's an edit? What's an edit? Kevin says, haha, Dimple, we knew what you meant. Look, I ain't know. I don't know what y'all talking about, man. I don't know, y'all talking in code and all of that. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. We are talking about when your insecurities aren't noticeable. Are they ever really not noticeable? Because somebody who knows you well knows what you are confident about and what you lack confidence about, especially in a romantic situation. Your man or your woman knows what you like about yourself and what you hate about yourself. They know. Now, if they love you, they won't heart or focus on your insecurities and make it worse for you. But some of y'all, some people have been linked up with somebody who did nothing but focus on their insecurities. That's why you wear that weave all the time. That's why you wear that wig all the time. That's why you wear all that makeup all the time. That's why you always put 4 insoles in your shoes. That's why you, I don't know, walk around barefoot all the time. That's why, I don't know. It's not cool though. It's not cool to focus on somebody's insecurities all the time. You're not gonna. I know people do it. Because they think that somebody is gonna change themselves, or maybe they feel that they are somehow empowering them by focusing on their insecurities, but it doesn't work that way. If anything, it pushes people farther and farther away from you. And it makes them resent you. I don't know if you've ever known somebody that broke up with somebody. They was like, yo, he was always putting me down. He was always making me feel bad. I tell you one thing. Anybody who gets weight loss surgery is definitely focusing on their insecurities. And you wouldn't know it nowadays with all of this BBW stuff going on. You think that all big women or big men, big dudes, whatever, you think that they have assimilated, blended into society, and are now feeling equal with everybody else. But it's not always that way. Anybody who goes to get that surgery, they want to get thin. But you don't know how long they've been wanting to lose weight. Some people have had weight issues their whole life. You think that somewhere at age 30 they finally made peace with it? No. Since they was kids, they wanted to be thinner. I'm gonna say this, and y'all can dispute it, but I know that when I was growing up, the fat kids were always it in tag and in hide and go seek. They weren't fast. They didn't run fast. I've never known a fat, fast person. I didn't know them. Now y'all might know some ones that could run you down. I mean, surely in the NFL, but there's a reason you don't see, really fat dudes who ain't super tall like Shaq. You don't see them on the basketball court. You're not going to ever. Remember when Charles Barkley came into the league? We was like, what the hell is that? Not the prototypical basketball player. That's not how basketball players look. And you see, he never won a championship, right? That's what he gets. He don't deserve to win one. Oh, bum. No, I don't mean he played like a bum. He didn't. He was a good player, but he wasn't a championship good player. K-Bear says, I knew some fat, fast kids. They never got picked as it. Oh, yeah? Something told me that you would definitely know some fat, fast kids. I could say that, I ain't never seen no Martians come down here and was green. And you'd be like, I know a bunch of green Martians. But no, I didn't know any fat. Even if they were fast, they wasn't faster than the skinny kids. Now, every 4 years, I might check out a little track and field. And guess who I don't ever see running any races, let alone winning any medals? Oh, it's because you're from New York. That's right. Everything, you're right. They have everything in New York. But I bet you, I know one thing they don't have in New York. They don't have any fat kids that won any bronze, silver, or gold medals in the Olympics. Bust that. You might have some Jamaicans in the bobs. They didn't win that either. They competed, but they didn't win. They didn't win. All right. Kevin says, we see all kinds of strange shit being around so many people. I can dig it. Stacey White says, I have weight. You said way issues, but you mean weight, right? You've had weight issues all your life? I mean, many people have weight issues all their life, but some people have managed to manage their weight issues. So, but the ones who sign up to go under the knife, you can best believe that their weight issues have been weighing them down mentally and emotionally their whole life. And they said, no more. We gonna fix this. We gonna fix this. We gonna take care of this right now. No, yeah. It's not an easy thing to deal with. Hold on. Make sure I'm not getting no mayday or no emergency alerts. But yeah, it's not easy dealing with weight issues. But there's some people who are big people, overweight people, fat people, and they hide. They seem to be very comfortable in their body image. They seem to be. I don't know. Do you believe it? I don't. I tend to not believe it. Wait, looks like we have a caller on the line. Caller with the last number is 4828. Let's bring him on in. Hold on. Let me get my cursor over here. Caller with the last number is 4828. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. Thank you for holding. What's on your mind this afternoon?
Hi, hi, hi. How are you?
Yay!
Okay. So, I heard you mention makeup earlier. You mentioned the weight loss surgery. You didn't mention the BBLs and lip injections and all of these fillers that everybody, like they made it affordable enough for the everyday person to get fillers and Botox in their faces. And to me, that is like a huge, like we knew that some people were insecure. And it used to be like when the conversation about insecurity would come up, it would be, there was like certain people you could, when you were having a conversation about it, like these people are usually insecure, these people are usually insecure. But the availability of all these extra services have exposed, in my opinion, just how many people we didn't know were insecure are insecure. Nobody wants to age. Nobody wants to work out. To me, it's wild. And I have like a really big bone to pick with these fillers because everybody over here looking swole, like they was stung by bees, and they think that makes them look younger. It's crazy to me.
Well, all right. So the title of this show is called "When Your Insecurities Aren't Noticeable." That's why I didn't bring up the BBLs and all that kind of stuff, because there's no way around that. You know what I mean? Implants.
That's though, because a lot of these people who got get BBLs or get the fillers, their insecurities were not noticeable until we saw that they, one day we looked up and they looked like an ant. You're like, oh, I didn't even know she was insecure about that. I didn't even know that she was insecure about, the sunkenness or the dark circles or the fine lines in between her eyes. And men are doing it too. That's why I mentioned that. It's like sometimes we don't know, and we might look at that person. We thought they had a nice body, but that person was insecure. We didn't know it, and we just looked up one day and their ass was fatter.
Okay, I guess I'm looking at it in a different way, because I'm looking at I've seen people out in the street. I've seen women that it was clear that they had that they got a BBL, because them thighs ain't matching that butt. You know what I mean? Or it might have been botched, so it's noticeable. And if you know a person, and I mentioned this earlier in the show, when you know a person, you know what they like about themselves and what they don't like about themselves. So I don't think that, like, I've known people who have gotten BBLs. I've known people who got breast implants, and I've known people who got breast reductions. So, and all of them, they all complained incessantly to those who knew them about how they didn't like the way they looked. They talked about it all the time. I don't know anybody who got a surprise BBL or surprise anything going under the knife. They all talked about it for years. Like, oh, I wish I could. I'm gonna do this, and I don't know anybody. It was noticeable. That's what I'm talking about. When your insecurities aren't noticeable, like they may not be as noticeable to some people who don't recognize the signs of it anyway. A lot of times people's insecurities are written off as being conceited. That's why I was talking about earlier in the show, when I'm talking about, some people think that some people are so stuck on themselves, they think that they're so cute or whatever. That's not how they really feel. But for those who don't know that, they think that they really are stuck on themselves. No, they overconfident. That's the problem. No, they're not. No, they're not. Tell those people that they're not what they've been acting like they are or saying that they are. Trust me. Even if they defend themselves right then and there, later on, they're going to go somewhere and cry or brood over it. It's going to be a problem. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. So by your definition, by the way that you described it, the fillers and Botox would definitely, in my opinion, fit what you're saying. Because that speaks to insecurities that most of us don't know a person has. And definitely I knew a lot of, well, I know I should say, a lot of attractive people that the rest of us think are absolutely stunning, who, they don't see the beauty in their features, whatever their features are.
Mm-hmm.
And they walk around with these insecurities about it. I've been told I've had a beautiful forehead. Now, for the record, I think I'm cute. I said this on the show before, right? but I know I got a nice round forehead, and I used to be kind of insecure about it, so I wore bangs all the time. And then one day I was just like, you know what, man, I'm gonna rock this out. It is what it is. I can't change it, Apparently nowadays they do have a surgery where they could bring your hairline down or change the hairline and minimize your forehead, head, whatever you rocking with. But one day I just was like, you know what, it is what it is. And I just embraced the beauty in it. And I've been told before, like, oh, you have a nice forehead. And I always kind of giggle about it because I know that there was a time where, I was insecure about it.
Yeah. When it can be noticeable in different ways. I remember there was this comedian when I was doing stand-up comedy. There was this local comedian who we didn't even know he drove. He would there were times when he would always get picked up by another comedian if they were on the same show and things like that. And come to find out that he had a car. And this cat would never, we didn't know he drove. He would park far away from wherever the show was. And come to find out, he used to park far because he had this little, the motherfucker was like 6'5" tall. And he drove around. Remember when Kia was not a good car? Remember when Kia was a little cheap piece of shit?
Yeah.
Remember Kia? Remember when Kia was the car you bought when you couldn't afford a car?
Yeah.
He had a Kia. And not like a Sorrento. This big 6'5" nigga was running around in a Kia. What was it? Kia, not a Sportage. It wasn't an SUV. It was the little car. It was what was that? Kia. Whatever the little Kia was. So I'm like, oh. So on stage, he's this big, confident, funny comedian, and he was probably the best in the city. But he knew that him being the best in the city, being able to command his own price, all that kind of stuff, he ain't feel right driving around in that Kia. So he would make sure that he was parked far away. We thinking like, yo, you need a ride after the show? Like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna catch a cab. Motherfucker walking 6 blocks. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But hey, so that was an insecurity that wasn't noticeable. He had this complex like he was supposed to be making more money than everybody else. Like, look, man, I mean, we all struggling in some kind of way. None of y'all have made it big. The only one who made it big was Kevin Hart. Everybody else was under us. I didn't have no sympathy for him at the time. I was like, it's on you. And once it came out, once enough people saw him in that car, he made a joke about it on stage to try to further hide his insecurity about it. He was like, I get the car. I get the car that I can afford. Now, his comedy before it wasn't built around what he couldn't do and who he was. That's not how he told jokes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I see you. I see you. No rest for the wicked. Thanks for coming on through. But yeah. Insecurity, when your insecurity isn't noticeable, it's not going to be noticeable by people who don't notice or who haven't been trained to recognize it. But for those who've been trained to recognize it, they see it in everybody, because everybody has something about themselves that they don't like. Every single person out here. You may not like the job that you do, or the money that you make, or the house that you live in, or the face that you have, or the hair that you have, or the eyes, or shit. You might have bumps in the back of your neck. You know what I mean? And it might just be killing you. You know, with some Forrest Whitaker shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Forrest. I don't know how you do it, Forrest. You make too much money. You can get the back of your head fixed, man.
Yo, I wonder if Timberland is insecure about those pug rolls he has in the back of his neck.
He got them too?
That dude's neck. He got a whole pug. Like puppies in the back of his neck.
Oh, you talking about that fat that's in the back of his neck.
Yes.
Well, that's different, because Forrest Whitaker got bumps in the back of his neck. I don't know what that shit.
I'd rather have the bumps.
No, you wouldn't.
You can get rid of the bumps.
Have you ever seen the back of?
You can't get rid of the pump.
Yes, you can lose weight and get rid of the pump. That shit. Yeah, you can get rid of that. Mm-hmm. That's fat. Them bumps in the back of your neck. That's infection that you done scratched and yo, you can get rid of that too. But yeah. This shit all keloid and shit. Fuck. That's why, yo, if you watch Forrest Whitaker movies, you'll see it. But they make sure that they pan away from it real quick. You ain't gonna get a good look. But you remember in Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood, and Bernie Mac said he said I hate the back. Yo, you remember this? Yes. I hate the back of.
I hate the back of. Yo, I tell you, I lost it. I was like, you know what? Ain't nobody going to hell with you.
He said, I hate the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. And that was what, 1994? 96, some shit like that? Come on, man. It didn't get better. It did not get better. It's like, you make too much damn money. He was in the King of Scotland. What kind of king got damn bumps in the back? Yo, one of your royal subjects need to fix that shit. Yo, man, you ain't gonna tell me these Africans can't fix that shit. You know what I mean?
You know that's why he and his wife got divorced. She was tied on the back of his neck.
You know what? You know what? It was nice. All right, we gotta wrap this show up. I'm sure you have things to do out here. Oh man. Woo! But when your insecurities aren't noticeable, they may not be noticeable to some people. And like I was saying, normally when people are insecure about one thing, they try to perform in another way, so you won't focus on that. Like when I was talking earlier in the show about people who don't know how to read, so they'll focus on their physical abilities to keep you from shoving things that they have to try to read in front of their face. You know what I mean? That's why I felt bad. That's why I felt bad when it came out, when Fantasia was very transparent about not being able to read well. She didn't say that she couldn't read at all, but she said, listen, it was a generational curse in my family. Nobody graduated high school. We didn't go to school.
Right.
We focused on singing and performing and things like that. Nobody focused on education. So no, I don't know how to read well. For her to be that transparent and that forthcoming about that inability, and then people jump down on. I was like, no, we're not doing that. That's not cool.
Yeah,
that wasn't cool. And even with Floyd Mayweather Jr., he can read. That boy can read. 50 Cent. 50 Cent, man.
Hold on, slow down.
He can. I watched that tape, and the boy was he was asking him, how do you want me to read it? He didn't ask what it said. He knew that he was supposed to do the drop in a certain type of way and read it right. So he was asking, how do you read it in like an advertising way? Like, how do you want me to project this? How do you want the drop to go? And that goddamn 50 Cent jumped right on that shit. Oh, Floyd, he can't read. He was reading it. How do you mean he can't read? He was reading this shit.
Well,
Floyd got it. That's why Floyd became a billionaire. That's why Floyd became a billionaire. Like, fuck all y'all.
It doesn't matter if he can read past third grade, according to his own admission.
There are no billionaires that can't read. There are none, including Floyd.
He can read numbers. You know what numbers look like.
There are no dummies who are billionaires. I'm sorry. Only people who think that they're billionaire dummies are people who don't even have six figures, because they are always the ones calling somebody stupid. Think about it. It's always the motherfuckers that don't have no real money that are quick to tell somebody that they stupid or they don't have common sense. Yeah, well, your common sense ass is 5 figures, and that billionaire. That with whatever the opposite of common sense is, you know what I mean? They need to have more of that out here. But really, I saw it, and I watched multiple videos on that shit. Like maybe I didn't see the whole video. He was reading this shit. He was like, no, how do you read it? Like, how do you want me to read it? And he didn't know how to express. He didn't know how to say, how do you want me to read it? He kept saying, how do you read it? Like, how do you say it? And that and they edited the video and fucked it all up and made it look like he couldn't read. And then he became a billionaire right after that. I was like,
yeah, well, but there were already even before that. There was talk, because he had made a mention how he didn't go past like elementary school or whatever.
That makes sense. He's a boxer. Mm-hmm. I mean, people. They did the same thing.
So it was easy to ride that. You know what I mean? It was easy to ride.
I get it.
So fun.
I get it. But they said the same. They had everybody believing that Mike Tyson was a dummy too for 3 decades. Now that motherfucker is like he was the fucking real genius. It was everybody else. You know what I mean? Everybody was. You know what I mean. He was definitely not the buffoon that people made him out to be. The lisping buffoon that they tried to make him out to be. He was not that.
Hold on. Let's not act like Mike Tyson. I think he's always felt insecure about where what level his intelligence was on. Mm-hmm. And that was evident in that interview with he and Robin Givens, because she was so much more polished than him. And so we don't have to pretend like he didn't look like an idiot during that interview.
He didn't look like an idiot in that interview.
What?
He didn't.
Oh no!
I'm going to tell you something.
He did not look. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say idiot. He didn't look as smart as he actually is in that video. In that video, it looked like he was where did it go? Like that's what he looked like during that interview.
That's not what he looked like to me. I watched that video over and over and over, and I was actually impressed with how he was able to keep his composure, because Robin did all of the talking and she dished the shit out of him and made him look stupid. She totally emasculated him. She slow emasculated him on camera, and I was like,
I
this
don't
is
know.
no good. She did.
I don't think she slowly did it. I think she jumped right in it. Jumped
When
right
I
into
say
it.
slowly, like she chose her words carefully too. So she didn't outright insult him, but everything she said about him was insulting. She made it sound like he didn't know what he was doing with himself, like he was some kind of, like he was an animal, like he was some kind of monkey, a chimp or something like that. And I looked at him, you know, like look at her, like I don't believe she fucking doing this shit. She's killing me on this camera. So him being able to just keep his composure, I know he smacked her up afterwards, but for him to at least be able to
get smacked up beforehand, and that's why she decided to,
But he must not have really smacked her up, because she was able to, go through with the interview. Everybody else I know that he smacked up, it was, yeah. But Robin Givens was about, was she about 100 pounds?
Smack a chick. So ain't no way he could smack you up and you could still have a cute face for an interview, to tell about it. I don't. According to her, that he had already put hands on her. Okay, and that's why she went on her like that.
Nonetheless, we can chalk it up to a difference of opinion. I didn't think he looked like a buffoon. I think that she really put a concerted effort to make him look bad, and to put out a negative psychology about him out there. She did that with a lot of success. But most people most people would have fucked that interview up. I know at my young age watching that, I would have fucked that interview up. That they wouldn't have been able to air that. They wouldn't have been able to air that. Like, I don't know what y'all think this shit is, but nah, we ain't doing that. This shit gonna be edited to when we came in. That's the only footage.
I felt, to me, if you don't defend yourself, and you have to understand how old we were at the time, of watching it. So when I'm watching it, I'm like, why, if that's not true, why not defend yourself? And I did feel like she, only because she's always had a reputation for being a bitch. I felt like she went in there on some bitchy shit. However, I will say, that in my 20s, I've had 2 run-ins at parties with Mike Tyson. And so he absolutely was, during that time, you have to understand this.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
25 years ago, but he was an overly aggressive, like I've seen, like he was what she described.
Okay.
He was what she described, and I watched him hit a woman at a party, and nobody did anything to stop him because it's like Mike Tyson, so everybody was scared. But so at first I was mad with him because he didn't defend himself. So to me, if you're not defending yourself and somebody's lying, you look stupid to me. So that's why I said what I said. But then when I found out later on that okay, he does have an ugly side to him, I was like, well, sucks for him.
Well, in the court of law, they don't encourage you to defend yourself when somebody is coming at you. You encourage you to remain silent and let your lawyer do the thing, because you're only going to make things work worse for yourself. So he was polished in some ways. He knew when to speak and when not to speak. He actually chose the right thing, because the way that she was painting him at the time him going off would have validated all of that. So like he made a good choice for that time. But yeah,
on camera,
that's where it counted.
Yeah.
that's all the public had to go on. You know what I'm saying? Like there are plenty of stories about Mike Tyson's antics and a whole lot of other celebrities. But when it's time, When it's time, you don't have to be polished in public. You have to be polished for the public. So, when that when the lights are on and the camera's in your face, that's when you're supposed to make sure that you're on your best behavior. He did a good job, especially given those circumstances. I would not have been able to do that. I would have been saying exactly what you were saying. Like, yo, I'm not gonna have nobody, thinking that I'm this, that, and the third. Blah, 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 blah. You see what happened when R. Kelly tried to defend himself the same way. Didn't exactly he didn't exactly come off as being believable, or he didn't do a very good job. Let me just put it that way. Anybody who thought he didn't do what he was accused of after that. Look, the good thing they didn't have no girls on stage besides Gayle King at the time. But anyway, he was like, I didn't do this shit.
R. Kelly, that's a whole different animal. Yeah, man, I don't care about none of these videos you see.
Woo! Yeah, but when your insecurities aren't noticeable, once again, it depends on who's looking, who's been trained to notice, and who hasn't. But we all have them. We all have insecurities, and some of us deal with them. Some of us, improve ourselves and get comfortable with who we are, what we have. And some of us live our whole lives wishing that we could change something or make something different than what it is. So, this is it's not exactly one-stop shopping, but you can temporarily fix any insecurity that you want to these days. Hopefully you don't permanently fix it in a way by taking things into your own hands. Y'all take that. Y'all take that anyway, y'all. If you can hear me, then you understand what I'm talking about. YouTube doesn't want us to say certain things. All right, we're about to get out of here. Let's do these birthday shout outs. Listen, I really. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. It's always a good time when you come through, when you call in, and I thank you for that. So you have a great rest of your day, and we gonna
you too.
Do these birthday shout outs to get on up out of here. All right, peace to you.
Okay.
All right, great stuff there. Great stuff. Absolutely. Thanks to everybody who came into the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. All right. Let's see. The last call. Thanks for coming through, Charles the Unstoppable. Wombo Combo. Let me see. Who else? Special Ghost Force Chameleon Operations. All right. Moby Huge. Dixie Normus. Mike Oxalong. Thanks for coming through, y'all. Even y'all that's in here just to talk shit. The wages of sin. Charles the Gargantuan. I'm gonna read y'all comments later. I can't do that right now. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious March 24th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Tanya Grant, turning 57 years old today, and Stacey Harris.
90 seconds.
And Maciel Garces, happy birthday to you. And also Felicia Joyner, happy birthday. And Kanyina Kana, turning 36 years old today. And Sharon Yvonne Little Jackson, happy birthday to you. And Rosita Rosado, happy birthday. And Roy Butch DJ B Nice Smith, go get a happy birthday to you. And my man going all the way back to the 1991.
60 seconds.
Brian Dozier, happy birthday to you. I'm going to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious March 24th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, yeah, universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you out. Rock on to do the damn, the rock out. Rock on to do the damn, rock out. Rock on to do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, insecurities, listen, I know the way that you want to feel about yourself will be very good and help your health be the top of the chop, but yo, stop if you're not feeling good about yourself, you're not shot. Everything is gonna be all right once you get a little bit of understanding and understand that everybody can't feel the same at the same time and everybody got their own game. So you play yours, you go on your tours and make sure that everybody respects your point of view and what you do. You make sure that you grow into your group, into something that you really appreciate, because there's nothing in the world that's worse than self-hate. So we don't delve into that type of vibe. Everything is going to be all right. Just stay alive. There's a lot of people that ain't here no more, and they got put in the ground before they became sure of themselves and their abilities and skills and the way they look. Yo, it's in the books. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to, yeah. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, Monday, but it's going to be late. Really going into Tuesday. So check us out like 1 o'clock. Between 1 and 1:30 in the morning tomorrow night. Not tonight going into Monday, but Monday going into Tuesday. We'll be here. That's Eastern Standard Time. Hugh is like, shout me out, dude. Hugh, Rection, Hugh G. Y'all get me with this shit all the time. This motherfucker's name is Huge Erection. I'm done. He got me again. It got me again. Yeah, you got me. It's all good though. Love is love. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And everything is gonna be okay. All right. So, all right, Blog Talk, we gonna get you out of here. Yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Peace. 2, 3 on the side, my boobers. Out of here.